Welcome into the Coach Jake Ganus Show. I'm David Simpson. We're here on the field of Bill Morris Stadium as the Blue Devils are preparing for a big homecoming game, big region game against the Lincoln Golden Bears this Friday night. But first, we're going to talk to Coach about the big win at Springville. Coach, congratulations on that road win.
Yeah.
Region 6 champions.
Yep, we did it. So that was it was a great accomplishment. You know, we talked about it after the game with Willie there. Just not something we necessarily marked that we wanted to do that was a goal, but it's awesome when that's a byproduct of just that 1-0 mindset that we talk about. We preached all year just with the tough schedule we've had, and then obviously with the way the bracket sits, Region 6 actually is on top this year. So, if it comes down to it, second round, third round, we're fortunate to make it there, and it's like who's traveling, who's home, who's away. If there's ever like a dispute, it's who's on top of the bracket, and that's our region this year. So very excited. Yeah, very excited about that. But really proud of our kids, man. We've had a great little 6-game stretch right here, gotten better each week, and just kept it about us. And so, yeah, it was a great win.
So the game started off offensively again. Charlie he is on. He is in his zone. He was 10 of 15 for 150 yards, 4 touchdowns. But your running game, I noticed you lined them both up back there. I don't know if that was the first time you've done that, but to us, we thought it was. Yeah. Can you kind of talk about that a little bit?
Only other time we showed that for like a play or two was against Gainesville. So it's been a long time, and we hadn't really. But it's something we've had just kind of working on it each week. Hadn't really needed it, but we wanted to get live reps at it. It wasn't necessarily a need in that game, but we wanted to get some live reps at it. It's something we feel like is a really good personnel for us with both of them out there, and we can do a lot of different things with it. And so it's something you'll see start to grow each week. I'll go ahead and tell you kind of moving forward. But running-wise, we ran for over 400, I think. It was definitely our record in my 3 years. I'm not sure what the school record would be on that, but probably could have thrown for more if we wanted to throw more, but it was one of those games where, we were forcing ourselves there after the first couple drives to throw the ball just because we wanted to get live reps. We love doing both. We try to be a 50-50 team, and but yeah, we had some success. Our O-line did a phenomenal job. They give a lot of different looks defensively, and I thought our O-line did a really good job sorting it out and getting a hat on a hat. And then obviously our running backs, all three of them did a really, really good job running the ball.
I was going to talk about all three because everybody talks about Bravis and Cameron. But how about KJ? 11 carries for 145 yards and 2 TDs.
Yeah.
Man, he's just another thing, too, people don't realize in that Leeds game, I know Bravis came off the field kind of banged up. I don't know where Cameron, if he was, but you stuck KJ in there at a critical time.
Third down.
And he carried the ball and got you a first down. So talk about KJ a little bit.
Yeah, KJ, man, he's a phenomenal kid. He works his tail off. He's a product of, he's in a running back room with 2 really good running backs, in there with him. And so, his carries are definitely limited. And I think he starts for the majority of 5A teams across the state. And so we're super, super blessed. And it's something we've talked about, tread on the tires. We don't overuse LaCameron and Bravis. The most carries they have on the year is 15. I don't even remember which game it was, but keeping them pretty limited. So if you look at like the total stats from the year now with KJ in this past game having a big game, he's not equal, but he's pretty close in terms of just overall carries, and that's wear and tear that they're spreading out. They're not all taking that, and so I'm really proud of him, and his role will continue to grow in our offense, and man, really excited, especially with that 2-back system we're talking about. So he definitely fits into that well.
Well, Friday night you were pretty much in command of the game all the way through. At halftime, I know your locker room was a little bit further probably than most. I don't know how far center point was, but you got a penalty there. Y'all came out. We saw you come out, and then all of a sudden everybody was throwing the yellow flag.
Yeah. And
there was, I guess, the time expired. Does one of the referees come tell you, hey, you got a minute, 2 minutes, or it's basically your responsibility?
It's our responsibility. So we were out in time, but what he said was when the clock goes off, we got to be off the field, and we were circled up, breaking it down. So we were heading off the field, and that was a first for us. But we could say a lot about that entire night. that crew, they were a younger crew. They're learning and growing, and it was.
But it could have been a pivotal moment in the ball game.
Yeah.
With a penalty like that.
Yeah.
So we were talking about it. I always thought that the referee would say, "Hey, you got 2 minutes," but
yeah, that was a first. Getting a delayed game out of half, but being out there, just not being off the field when they wanted us to. So.
Well, Coach, congratulations on that big win.
Yeah.
Undefeated in the region. Got one more. We'll talk about that in a minute. But it's been 20 years since the Blue Devils could claim a region championship outright. So that's another big accomplishment for everybody involved, your coaching staff and all the Moody family. Well, thank you for your time right here to talk about the Springville game. But when we come back, we're going to talk to Caydon Smith and Josh Willit. You're watching the Coach Jake Ganus Show on the 411 Network. Welcome back to the Coach Jake Ganus Show. Joining me now is senior offensive lineman Caydon Smith. Caydon, thank you for being here today. I know you had a big win Friday night at Springville. Kind of talk about that game a little bit.
Yes, sir. We had a lot of fun going out there. Just practice that week was a lot of fun for the guys, and going out there, just working on our stuff, having fun with each other.
So what's your thoughts about winning a Region 6 championship? I know Coach Ganus said it really wasn't much of a focus this year, but it's the first time you're part of a team that's won a region championship. It's been 20 years since Moody has won a region championship. Can you kind of explain what that means to you?
Yeah, so like I said, it was a lot of fun considering it's been 20 years. But that wasn't our focus this week because we're focused on getting to the state championship and winning that. But along the way, picking that up, it was a lot of fun for the guys, especially for knowing Coach Campbell and all of them were playing for the last time.
Coach Wiley was here and Coach Campbell
Coach Wiley.
here.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun to do it for those guys.
That's great. So now Friday night, back here at home, playing in front of your home crowd. It is homecoming. There's going to be a lot of extracurricular activities. You heard Coach talk about that.
Yes, sir.
So staying focused. And Lincoln struggled this year. How do y'all prepare this week knowing that your opponent has had a tough year?
We just focus on us. We got to focus on going 1-0 every week. We got to control what we can control, work on our stuff, and not really worry too much about them.
Okay, that's a way to do it because homecoming can be a lot of distractions. So a couple of questions for you here, 5 questions I want to ask you. What's your favorite class here at Moody High School?
This year I've got office aide, so I get to help
No
out.
way.
I get to help out Dr. Walters with anything he really needs.
Okay. So you're like his assistant, huh?
Yes, sir.
Do you get graded for it?
No, not really.
So what's your favorite music or artist? And artist?
I'll probably say the same as last year. I'll probably go with Zach Bryan.
Zach Bryan. He is I didn't know about Zach Bryan until a lot of people talked about him, but he's got he's a good artist.
Yes, sir.
What's your favorite athlete? College or pro or high school?
I'll say right now I'll go Parker Brailsford. He's the center for Alabama.
Okay. What's your favorite food?
Whew.
You're a lineman, so you gotta love food. I know that.
Nothing beats a good cheeseburger.
From where?
A home-cooked cheeseburger.
Home cook. There you go. So what's your favorite childhood memory?
Favorite childhood memory? Growing up with the guys playing football.
Yeah, okay.
Playing alongside with Jackson and Brennan and Eli Walker, all them, because we all grew up playing football together. That's just always fun.
That's great. So when football's over, has any colleges looked at you any? You got any kind
I'm talking to a few colleges right now.
So when football's over, college is over, what's Caydon going to do with his life?
Well, I think about getting a degree in kinesiology if I go to college.
Okay.
So be a trainer, like a physical trainer, or just joining the police academy like my father.
There you go. All right, well, Caydon, I appreciate your time today. Praying for a good game, healthy game Friday night and the rest of the season. Playoffs are coming up, and that's what y'all worked all in the off season for.
Yes, sir.
Get to the dance, and you're getting closer to the dance. So, Caydon, we appreciate your time, and good luck this Friday night.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Welcome back into the Coach Jake Ganus show. Joining me now is junior defensive lineman Josh Willit. Josh, congratulations on that big win Friday night. And I believe you started Friday night. Was that your first start of the year?
No, sir. I started in Helena.
Okay. Talk about the game Friday night.
I mean, it was a hard physical game, running triple option. So
when you're a down lineman, I guess your scheme. Are you watching particular? Are you watching the fullback, quarterback, or center?
Oh,
or
we would just dive all the way.
all the way when they snap
Yes, sir.
So what do you think about being part of the first region championship in 20 years?
It's really good. This team has really helped me. So, and I've done also a couple things, but it's really good. I love this team.
I know in the off season, or right at the beginning of the season, I asked Coach Ganus, give me one player that stood out in preseason camp, in winter workouts, preseason camp, and he mentioned you, how your hard work ethic. So you're being recognized as with your ability, and we recognize you also in the broadcast booth. So you got a big game this Friday night, homecoming here with Lincoln. What's your thoughts about Lincoln and homecoming week?
Homecoming is really good. Haven't really watched any film on Lincoln yet, so I don't really know what they run.
So Coach Ganus' concern was about all the extracurricular activities during homecoming. So y'all don't get caught up in a lot of the student body stuff, right?
No, sir, not really.
You got to focus on 1-0 mentality.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So a couple of 5 questions, kind of fun questions. What's your favorite class here at Moody High School?
Probably Miss Box's English class.
There you go. That's good. So what's your favorite music and artist?
I like Drake a lot. I listen
Okay.
to Drake a lot. It's probably my favorite.
Do you have a favorite professional, college, or high school athlete?
Right now it's probably Jalen Milroe.
Yeah. Had a tough one yesterday.
Yes,
but
sir.
He's a good athlete.
Yes, sir.
What's your favorite food?
Probably pizza. I
Pizza?
love pizza.
From where?
Probably Carbonettes. honestly.
Carbonated. There you go.
Carbonettes
That's a
pizza's
good, very good answer.
Yes, sir.
So what's your favorite childhood memory?
Probably me and my mom play kickball every Sunday.
Really?
Yes, sir.
That's awesome. What's the plans for the future when you get done with football and in school? What's Josh want to do?
Kind of want to become a state trooper for Alabama.
Okay,
So,
that's great. Well, good deal, Josh. Appreciate you taking the time today. I know it's on a Sunday and everything's crazy getting prepared for big homecoming, but we're praying for a good game, healthy game this Friday night, and playoffs are about to start. So this is a goal for y'all to be able to get in that dance and start the playoff run. So
yes, sir.
good luck this Friday night.
Thank you.
When we come back, we're going to talk to Coach Jake Ganus about the Lincoln and homecoming game this Friday night here at the Bill. You're watching the Coach Jake Ganus Show on the 411 Network. Welcome back into the Coach Jake Ganus Show. Coach, this Friday night, final regular season game at home at the Bill, but it's homecoming against Lincoln, and I know Lincoln has kind of struggled this year. How hard is it, because your kids are smart, they look at social media, how hard is it with homecoming and with Lincoln struggling a little bit to get them, I guess, motivated?
Yeah, the homecoming, the homecoming is its own entity. There's a whole bunch of hoops we got to run through this week. Really, game day, it's a lot. My first one, I'll never forget it, 2 years ago with me and the seniors, we go to 4 pep rallies in the morning, and then we have our big pep rally, and then we bus to the park for the parade, which at that time, I can't remember who we played, but it was hot, and we were on that 18-wheeler, and it felt like it was 8 hours, but it wasn't, and then you got to lock back in. And I just remember year 2 was a lot smoother, and this year's going to be even smoother than that. And our people, our administration, Jill Wiley, everybody, they work with us and take care of us. But with that being said, that 1-0 mindset that we approached in January, February, March, all the way to the season, it wasn't just for Gainesville and Oxford. It was for Lincoln and in these other weeks too. So if that's who we are and that's who we say we're going to be, that's who we got to be. So it's not really about them, it's about us. And this is a great week and to get better. I said it after the game, it's high school football. You never know what can happen.
That's
so
right.
we got to show up and play. They got to show up and play. But for us, there's a lot of things that I still want to get tweaked and look at going into the playoffs. But the big thing for us is our health, and I'm just super thankful, and we're super blessed to be where we are right now health-wise after 8 games. And in our schedule, it's actually a miracle. And so for us this week, we're going to be smart, but at the same time, I want to be really physical at practice. I want to set a precedent for us in these upcoming weeks. And like I said, I want to look at some things this week, and we're going to make practice fun. And the kids have a whole bunch of stuff going on with the dress-up days and the pep rally. There's a pep rally about every day and all that stuff. So it's going to be a fun week. And for us, I really believe in this leadership and our seniors that they're going to be able to control the locker room and address this week like a normal week.
It's just trying to keep them out of that extracurricular activity outside,
That's
of
right.
school. Well, I know we talked about the playoffs are coming up, and I know this week there's still, you have an off week next week.
Right.
That's the end of the regular season.
Yep.
Will you know after Friday night who your opponent will be? Because I
Yes.
believe Region 8
Yeah.
are going to lock it up.
So we'll play the loser of Boaz Arab.
Okay. Well,
And it doesn't matter the other shakeups in that region.
Okay.
That's pretty much set in stone. So we'll play the loser of that game. That's this Friday in the first round. And then as far as like how you want to extend the bracket, there's still a lot of moving parts with the other regions. But yep, for us, we'll play the loser of Boaz Arab.
okay. All right. Well, Coach, thank you for your time today. We look forward to this Friday night. And it's homecoming here at the Bill. All Moody alumni, let's come on out and support the Blue Devils. Also coming back, Brooks Ward, who graduated in '93 from Moody, went on to play for BYU. He still lives out in Utah, and he's coming home for this game. So any of those that played with Brooks, he will be here this Friday night. Kickoff is at 7 p.m. You can get your tickets on GoFan or here at the gate. 411 Network will broadcast probably around 6 o'clock. We will broadcast all the homecoming activities at pregame and all that. So we will see everybody here this Friday night at the Bill. Go Blue Devils.